Tadpole Diaries, Tadpole Diaries. Learn about the tadpole life and watch them keep on growing. Growing, 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 Tadpole Diaries.
Hey guys, so this is the video update for day 12, and what I wanted to do is show you how I try to switch the tadpole water completely out as easily as possible. So you can see here in the big jar is this is all basically clear water right now, and what I did was I took just the tadpoles and their plants out and put in this Dunkin' cup, and I explained I really like using Dunkin' cups because if they just get too nasty or too dirty, you just throw them out and you grab either a new Dunkin' cup or something similar and move on. It's a good way to also give them a second purpose instead of just using it once and then throwing it out. So I just removed the important stuff. So I put the plants, the snails, and the tadpoles in here. I did have to get a little bit of the dirty stuff like tadpole poop, but ideally what I'm gonna do here in a minute is I'm gonna pour this water back into this big container with the tadpoles and everything, and the dirty stuff will stay at the bottom. There's a couple things I'm gonna do to help myself out with that. Is I'm gonna put the plants in first. I just have like this kind of like long stick spoon looking thing, and first I'll just scoop out and I'll just put it in, and then once the tadpoles are in there by themselves, if I just start slowly pouring, I probably can convince the tadpoles to just go with the flow of the water and jump in before I start moving all the dirty stuff. And honestly, let's face it, if I end up putting this whole thing in this jar, it's going to be so little dirty stuff compared to the amount of clean water I have in here. This water I just got from a local pond that I already saw a ton of tadpoles in, so I knew it was healthy water. What I did do is I did let it sit for a while, so I know that this water temperature is about the same as this water temperature. And another reason that I am taking some of the water out of here into here is just to make that transition just go smoothly. I'm not worried about temperature switches being too drastic, and I'm not really worried about chemical or anything like that switches being too crazy either. So I'm gonna do that and I'll try to film it, and yeah, so here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna start by just scooping out the plants. Also a lot of snails in there. Drip, drip, drip. Put them right here. Sometimes plants can go through a process as well when they enter a new environment that's different than the other. So if there's a slightly different chemical makeup or like different minerals and stuff, they might turn yellow for a couple days and come back, but who knows. Another plant in here. I took some other plant and I put it in here in the tadpole, salamander habitat, so I'll put those in here too. And then what I always do is I do it one step at a time. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna look. I don't see anybody fall out that I didn't expect. So like for instance, I didn't see a salamander larva accidentally somehow cling to that plant, make it in here. So I'm gonna just move forward. There is a snail that I'm just going to do this. Oh, I dropped him. That's okay. I'll get him in a minute. Let me just try and get these tadpoles. This could either go very well or very bad. So here we go. All right. There goes one tadpole. Oh, and the other one. And you can see on the bottom most of the dirty stuff. Let's see if I put that down. You can see most of the dirty stuff is on the bottom. You can see the tadpoles are in here. They're swimming around. They're all good. Stuff is just readjusting, refloating, but you can see the tadpoles are totally fine. They'll be here tomorrow, and yeah, that's that. I'm just gonna get that snail out of that cup, and that'll be just an easy way to completely swap out the water, because you can do like partial water swaps. You can do half the water at a time, but every so often I do like to do just a complete water swap. That way you can just start over fresh. It is important though, if you do a complete water swap, you do want to make sure that water is not a very different temperature. That's why I let it sit. And you also want to make sure it is healthy water, because if you dump them into a completely random water that's not healthy, that's going to be quite the transition for those tadpoles. So that's it. Complete water swap for the tadpoles. Day 12.